farmers being displayed from their own area of operation, affecting land use, and it's causing a lot. As we have more technological inventions, all these are also impact and drivers of change in the use of land. Then hardship. Please, nobody will want to think of how to help the land to be sustainable when they are under hardship. The first thing first, how to survive is the first thing. So when people are under various forms of hardship, they don't think about any land use change. So when we talk about land use changes, I want to say in brief, it's a constant process. It's also a continuous process. It's a cumulative process. You only see the outcome suddenly, but the thing as an engineer, and what is pathetic to me as a person from my little thought is that, do you know that what we are facing today, some people engineered it in the past, and we are the one paying the price for it. If you don't take care and do the right thing now, in the future, what we are doing, and it's always pathetic. And that is where we must watch out whatever we are doing and how we can get things done better. And think of future people and our own immediate future also. And the land use change is also contributory and consequential because we have things like contamination and cropping and climatic something. Thank you. I hope I can quickly run. Continuity land use changes. One, you can see it can be imposed. Whether people like it or not, it comes. It can be intrinsic. That's when something is from its own nature. Age of the formation, depth of topsoil, characteristics of the risings. These are things, and there will be interaction between the intrinsic and the imposed nature. The constancy of land use changes. This is normal because the land itself is a living nature. Many people don't know that what you see as the land is alive. When it's dead, that's when you say it is no longer useful for anything but construction and some other thing. But because a lot of living things occupies the land, one of my professors was delivering his inaugural lecture. He said, the best seed, in the best soil, in the best environment makes for the best yield. So if we have the best of all plants, and yet we don't have the best of the land, we will not get what we should get from that crop. And also because the land is bearing a lot of loads, and there are a lot of activities going up on it. The cumulativeness of land use changes, I say, can be multiplicative, can be additive, and can be very drastic. And in order to now look at challenges of farming system, due to my time, I'll skip some explanation. Challenges of farming system before we look at how to build resilience in farming system. I have this acronym I see as the challenges that are facing farming system. I see. So what do we see? One, institutional. Two, sociological. Three, economical. And finally, environmental. So institutional stress is one of those sudden changes in access to market, bans on use of chemicals and some other things that comes with whatever government or whoever is in charge is trying to impose. Like now, if you produce your cocoa, our farmers, and want to send it abroad, if they find chemical residue, they say it's not acceptable. If you produce your fish and they discover some toxic substances, when they analyze it, they say it's not acceptable in the market. That's why we are talking about institutional stress. The part of other institutional stresses goes with government support for agriculture. When you say, oh, we do this, and nothing is being done. How many times have our farmers been promised fertilizer? And fertilizer in to come will come at the end of the season. when all the cropping season has expired. So regulations, land tenure, and other environmental matter, restrictive standards. If you know what is going on now, they talk about genetically modified organisms. Depending on which side you have, these are the type of stresses that are coming on our farm. And of course, some people have some fear that maybe or maybe not will be real. But you have to create a problem to solve another problem. That's always my own view. And when you have solved a problem, it is the beginning of another problem to be solved. That's why we have researchers who will keep on looking at what is the problem at hand, how do we solve it. And they are not solving it to create problem, but consequentially problem will emanate. And production control policy, they say this one is for this quota, this one is for that quota. And if you have avenue to produce here, if you cannot produce that one here, in fact, let me say, we are suffering a lot in our own enclave here. Because those who have money for research, it will base the Bible, it base the tool. Some of my people were working on soybean some years ago, and they started developing a lot of products. When the government or the nation that was supporting that research realized that they wanted to overtake the developmental processes based on their own nation, they stopped the funding. That's politics of research funding. But there is nobody to blame, like somebody whose mother died, and then he started calling on the idols. Will the idols come and bury the mother? If the fellow is up to the task, he will look for what to do and quickly arrange for what to do. If our own government or other private bodies were invested in the development, they will have keyed into those things and say, let's keep developing this thing, and also even possibly adding foreign exchange from there. Regulation of destination markets and agricultural policies elsewhere. Sociological stress. Peace in social media reporting on food safety and obese diseases issues and food scarcity. If you are producing something, our farmers, mo fẹ́ rọ̀ wá, ẹgbẹ́ oúnjẹ tẹ́tí ṣe nínú oko ẹgbẹ́ wa kòrò, ẹnìkan bá ní wípé irú ìpẹ́ni ká máa jẹ mọ́ ni ẹ̀ríta. Báwo ló ṣe máa rí? That's the trouble. And before you know it, somebody will just create something on the social media, fly it. Everything becomes frustrated. These are sociological stresses and sudden changes to on-farm social capital. Those are things that happen. Somebody died recently in one of my nearest places, and the wife could not access the farm, even though it's a three-crop farm. And some people have dominated it. And they say, if you come around, we show you who we are. And of course, the woman was suspecting that they attacked the husband in order to take over that farm. That is the type of things we see in our own environment. Insufficient availability of seasonal labor. No, these are things that stare us on the face. When you need labor, they are not available because everybody is looking and scrambling for them. And the small place they ought to clear for you, they turn into something of higher in the exorbitant prices. Previously, some of my people, when they bring labor from some places, they said the price for one labor for 1 year is one motorcycle. And motorcycle was sold for 350,000 naira. Now motorcycle is about 950 to 1 million plus. How much will a farmer make from one labor that will be able to buy a motorcycle at the end of the season? That's part of stresses we see in our community. So when we talk about stress regarding ownership and skill training, our extensionists, the trouble is, even if you want to go, where is the means of mobility? Who will mobilize them? If they are using their money to conduct research, because I know this is what happens in many of our research institutions. Because you wanted to be promoted, you use your media salary to also support research, and when you have conducted research, you want people to know, you cannot, your family cannot be going hungry. So, èyí àgbẹ̀ wa tẹ́ bá ráwọn náà wá ṣe ìbánisíròrò nínú oko wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa kó dàsáàkì wọn torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọ́n ń ṣe pé ilé ayé yóò gbọ́dọ̀ mọ lọ bó ṣe ń lọ láti rí wípé gbogbo wa ní tẹ̀síwájú. It's my hope that things will be better. Well, more sociological stresses, aging of rural population. Nobody wants to stay on the farm, and it's true. And the commitment to cooperatives, many farmers, when they say let's cooperate, the thing is, their commitment is also not very strong to that cooperative. And in the olden days, even our forefathers, they have Owe. Am I right? Wọ́n máa ní ẹja lọ, wọ́n wá sọ ní pé òwe kan wọ́n ní àpèlọ́wẹ̀ ó ní àrónú. We thought we are just coming to work cooperatively, but it's now becoming something that we must go and pay back. That's part of the stresses we see in our land use changes. Consumer preferences, environmental stress. Our computer mentioned some of them: extreme weather events, drought, excessive precipitation, hail, storms, frost, and floods. And some epidemics like pest, weed, or disease outbreaks. Can I also say that we don't know that it is lack of the strength of the land that leads to some of these things getting out of the land where they will do no harm to come and afflict the people that are living on the land. And so when we say we are taking care of the land, we are immediately taking good care of ourselves. The environmental stress are listed. Economic stress, let me mention a little of that. Reduced access to bank loans, fake news, changes in the quality of interaction between farmers and other actors, upstreams and downstream markets, and along the value fully loaded for us to discover and can help in whatever group we are syndicating today in this workshop, because it's a lecture place where somebody with us, we are all to share experiences. And that's why the first phase dealt with the prelude, and then the visit to farmers and taking some samples and working along with farmers so that all our output will be critical and holistic, and we're able to move ourselves forward. Way forward for resilience farming is where we're stopping. I hope I still have up to 5 minutes, our moderator. The thing is, if you look at the Bible, God is the God of order. At the beginning, he said he made heaven and earth. And then he did the research. He looked into everything. What did he see? He said it was without form and void. Yet, he has a way out of that formless and void situation. His spirit is never at rest. His spirit was moving over the waters. So one of the major things which we always miss out is this: investigate. Research it in your own little way. Do you know, we have our farmers, if we get to their field, they say, you see this type of grass, that land is not fertile. If you come here, this type of crop is there. You come here, you see the same type of grass looking like this. This is what we know. And then scientists go there and take sample from that place, take sample from this place, and give us scientific evidence, so that what is missing there, we can bring it back, and the people abandon that place, and resiliency will be what will be the outcome. So because we are rubbing mind together. If they say, oh, this type of weed, as we have with scientists here, is the one that brings in this type of pest. They know, it's on their own experience. They don't know why that weed is bringing that pest. We scientists, you can say, okay, we want to see, and begin to study the life cycle of the pest, how that weed is incorporating and working with the pest as it will multiply. And then we can say, okay, can we have our breeders to that is like that, but that will not be having the pest as part of them, because they will incorporate some things inside that will make the plant more rugged and have escape mechanism, and then the pest will naturally die off. These are the things when we want to do the research, because we have some eyes, we said we must be aggressive about it. We must be balanced about it. I'm trying to give us ABCD of the thing, and be concrete about what we are after, and must be developmental, and must be engaging, forward-looking, goal-oriented, and adventure. That is adding what we know will work, not just that we are doing as we want. Then must be with intensity, and that intensity must be practical about it. Research will not just be for the fun of doing research, but it must be people-oriented, with good, excellent purpose, that will make livelihood enhanced for all. That's what I mean by profitability. Farmers' livelihood must be better. If farmers' livelihood is not better, the rest of us are in problem. That's why farmers will be farm. That's why we will be able to do what we should do in town. We always say that if you have a GM crop, there is a GM at the lower point. The GM at the lower point must work for the GM at the upper point to be able to effectively deliver. The gate man, that's the GM at the lower point. The general manager, that's the GM at the upper point. So if we have all these people doing what they ought to do, as I tell my people that, please, if they say this one is a professor, it's not a professor of gates or sweeping. It's because you are keeping the gate that the professor's mind is at least to stay in his office. It's because you are cleaning the office that the professor is healthy to stay in his office. So we are all a team, and we are in the same boat, and we must keep the voyage sailing without allowing anything to hinder us. Appreciation. I want to thank the Babcock University, because if you look at my address, on the first slide, I silenced it. But on the paper, you see the two addresses for my affiliation. So for Babcock University, we have very great respect and appreciation, particularly for AIT. Very great. Let's give it a round of applause. Moderators will still do a better job. Since I'm not a moderator and I can cite him, let me give honor to whom honor is due. The organizers of the workshop, both from Sweden, and our convener here, also the funding agency, AIT, and then I think
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Professor Olatunji Agboola. He has really done justice to the topic. And for the benefits of our farmers present here with us, I would like to summarize in a few minutes what he said. Gbogbo atótónu ọ̀gá àgbà ní pé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ lọ ní pé wọ́n kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí ilẹ̀ àti ìlò ẹ̀, nǹkan oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tá à ń fi ilẹ̀ ṣe. Nígbà tí wọ́n kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n wá tí wá lọ sí àwọn nǹkan tí ó máa ń jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ máa yí padà lóríṣiríṣi. Wọ́n sọ wípé bá a ṣe ń lò ó wà lára nǹkan tó máa ń jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ yí padà, nítorí ìlò wa náà ló tún máa mú ilẹ̀ yí padà. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ lóríṣiríṣi, tó ẹ̀kan tún sọ ní àwọn ìdojúkọ tí ó máa ń ṣe ètò ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀gbìn wa. Wọ́n ní oríṣiríṣi ni wọ́n wá pè ní orúkọ kan, wọ́n ní àìsí. Ẹ sọ pé àìsí, ẹ̀yin àgbẹ̀ wa ẹ sọ pé àìsí, ẹ túmọ̀ ẹ̀ fún wa. Wọ́n ní àìsí yẹn, wọ́n ní ìkan ó jẹ́ institutional, wọ́n ní ìyẹn jẹ́ institutional. Ó ní bí Màmá ó ní ìgbé màmá ṣé ó ti ń yẹ níbọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀. Then wọ́n sọ pé ìkan wà sociological, wọ́n ní bí kó má sí agbára tó kí owó wà ní inú igbó, kí ó má sí àwọn ẹlẹ́rọ atakùkù. Then nígbà kan sọ pé ká tún má gbọ́ra wa yé, ká má ní ìgbàgbọ́ nínú ara wa. Wọ́n tún wá sọ pé àyípadà ojú ọjọ́ wípé òun náà wà lára àwọn nǹkan tí ó ń dojúkọ ọ̀rọ̀ àti ṣe lo ilẹ̀. Wọ́n ní kòkòrò àti àrùn lóríṣiríṣi òun náà wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní wọ́n sọ pé àìlè ṣe dáadáa ilẹ̀ ó jẹ́ pé bá a ṣe lò máa determine ló máa sọ fún wa bí ilẹ̀ ṣe máa ṣe dáradára. Wọ́n tún wá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa economic stress, wípé ìyẹn ìròyìn ẹlẹ́jẹ̀ ká máa bí ìròyìn tí ò bára wọn mu, àti pé ìgbà míì wá ti jẹ́ pé àwọn àgbẹ̀ máa ní ìdojúkọ àti rí owó gbà láti fi ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀gbìn. Wọ́n á ní kí ni ọ̀nà àti lọ síwájú, the way forward. Wọ́n ní a ní láti máa ṣe iṣẹ́ ìwádìí sí, a máa ní láti máa ṣe iṣẹ́ ìwádìí sí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ká tún tẹra mọ́ ọ, wọ́n ní pé ká má give up, ká má sọ pé àníṣe mú, ká máa tẹra mọ́, ká ṣe tọkàntọkàn, nítorí pé a fẹ́ ní èrè lé lórí. Bá a ṣe ń ṣe, Ọlọ́run máa wà pẹ̀lú wa. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ kò ní jẹ́ iṣẹ́ okòwò ní, iṣẹ́ èrè ní, iṣẹ́ owó ní. Ẹ̀yin àgbẹ̀ wa, a yìn yín pẹ̀lú gbogbo iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ṣe. A dẹ̀ sọ pé tẹ̀ bá ń ṣe bí olóògùn ṣe ń sá, ó dẹ̀ máa fún wa ní èrè tó pọ̀. Ẹ foríjì mi bí mo ṣe ń ṣe. In the course of his presentation, we have in our midst the Senior Vice President, Academic, Bangkok University, the DBC Academy, Professor Philemon Amanaze. Okay, pardon me for that. I think I need an award. Pardon me for that. And in our midst, because we are trying to empower quite a lot of people, in our midst we have with us Mr. Olachin Njiboye and Mr. Gabriel Tiza. They are from General Rescue Foundation, Lagos Agro-Win Project. They are NGO, and their focus is to promote agriculture among the youth. Yes, to go on with the workshop, I'd like to welcome us again to this glorious workshop, the Land Use Change and Resilience of Farming System in Southwest Nigeria. And I mentioned earlier that we have in our midst Professor Chinwe Peranza, the project supervisor from Berlin University, Switzerland. And we also have with us Dr. Felicia Akiyemi, the lead project coordinator, Berlin University, Switzerland. Now, I would like us to welcome to the podium the representative of the Vice President of the University, the President Vice Chancellor.
Thank you so much. So now we'd like to call the representative, the Vice Chancellor representative, that's our SVP, DBC Academics, Professor Philemon Amanaze. Please, a standing ovation. So if we declare this workshop open and we'll be giving this welcome address. So you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Please, shall we sit down? Thank you, Dr. Let me extend to us a happy day and a happy afternoon for this important workshop. The people I have here, I want to observe the President Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Ademola Estayo, in absentia.
University who are here today, the Dean, School of Science and Technology, which is also here, then our keynote speaker, facilitators, and panel discussants who are in this hall, the head of the department AIT, Dr. Ladipoye, who have talked about this program several times and several forums. I salute you, sir. Thank you. Then professors and all other academic leaders who are in the hall, all the staff faculty of AIT of this university who are here today, all workshop participants, and attendees, would like to also welcome gentlemen of the press who are covering this event, and our great farmers from far and near who are here today. I can see them in their 1, 2, okay, second row, third row, fourth row, and this like that. I say, so let me go straight to what I'm prepared here for this afternoon. Actually, we were here in the morning at 9 o'clock. 8:20, sir. And we saw that the Holy Spirit and the angels of God were in this room. Amen. Room for our occupation. Amen. And finally, they are also here with us, so we can't see them, but they are seeing us. So welcome to this international workshop on land use change and resilience of farming systems. That is the theme for this workshop. And thank God. Thank you. That we are participants. Let me continue by sharing with us briefly a little historical background of Babcock University. As you can see on the screen, Babcock University started in the year 1959, before Nigeria get her independence. BU has its roots in a school called Adventist School of West Africa, APWA, that was established September 17, 1959, with an initial intake of 7 students. Just 7. Today, we're about 13,000. Glory be to God. In 1975, this school had an affiliation with Andrews University in Michigan, USA, whereby they bring their lecturers from Andrews to teach students here. At the end of this program, those who are successful received Andrews University certificates. In 1975 also, the name of the school took another change. We are APWA before, it became ASWA now, which stood for Adventist Seminary of West Africa, because of some social dynamic challenges we were experiencing at that time. 1999, Babcock came on board. It was on May 10, 1999, that the NUC in Abuja gave to us a certificate to go home and operate as a private university. And we thank God that since then till today, we will not fail the nation, but our God. So once again, welcome to this national workshop on land use change and resilience of farming systems. You know, as a pastor, I'm also an academic leader, I'm not per se a farmer in quotes, but I have garden around my house. So I'll tell you true. It helps a great deal. As we go further, I'll share with you a story or two. What is land use change? There are actually two land use changes. Indirect or what? Direct. Am I correct? All right. This is the process whereby a specific